For months now, the Albanese government struggling in the polls. It started with the defeat of the PM's pet project, The Voice, and as our cost of living has gone up, his standing in the polls have gone south. Poll after poll, and it's hard to see how the Prime Minister can turn this around. The latest Today's News poll again has the coalition just ahead of Labor, 51 to 49 on a two-party preferred basis. Just as significant is Dutton's steady rise as preferred Prime Minister. Now, this usually only happens when voters are starting to consider changing the government. Then there's the big slump, 6 points in the PM's net favourability. It's now a woeful -20. But the big change, the new change today, is that a majority of voters now expect the coalition to win the next election, either in their own right or with the support of independents. The job now of the coalition is to make sure everyone yet to move their way knows who Peta Credlin is and what the coalition stands for. And that's the whole point behind this personal ad about the man that the Liberal Party launched today.
As a young police officer, I saw the best and worst of our society. It could be confronting at times, but sometimes we were the only thing between vulnerable people and serious harm. So I learned the importance of always turning up and getting on with the job. As a minister, I learned that a strong economy and a safe community are central to everything, that you sometimes need to stand up to vested interests and always make decisions in our national interest. The right decisions aren't always popular, but I'm not interested in taking the easy path, because we live in the best country in the world, and I'm determined to get Australia back on track.
Given it's been almost a century since we've seen the defeat of a first-term government, Dutton is still the underdog. Labor's got much more firepower. It's got the union volunteers and the union millions and millions in donations. It's got much of the media behind them and a whole lot of influential corporate types as well. Plus, Labor play it hard. There's not a scare campaign that's beneath them that they wouldn't run, and believe me, I've fought them for 20 years in Canberra, so to underestimate Labor is naive and stupid. What's changing things up for the coalition is that they have really cut through with Australians feeling let down and left behind. The seats where a Labor MP might represent them but doesn't care enough to even live in the electorate. Now, there are dozens and dozens of examples of this. And people too that work hard with their hands to earn a living. The old Labor working class, long abandoned now as Labor tries to out-green the Greens. Today is International Holocaust Remembrance Day and the 80-year anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz, one of the most horrific concentration death camps in what was then Nazi-occupied Poland. Today, in a too little too late gesture, the Albanese government's pledged $6.4 million to build Holocaust education centres in Canberra and in WA. Now, sure, PM, let's remember yesterday's anti-Semitism as we must. But what about combating what's happening today under your watch?
There is no place for this hateful ideology here in Australia or indeed anywhere else. Today, of all days, when we commemorate 80 years since the liberation of Auschwitz and Birkenau.
What hollow words from the ultimate hollow man. The foreign minister he sent to Auschwitz to the 80th anniversary event is the one and same woman who's directing Australia to vote against Israel at the UN. Shame.